Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Out of Ore, right where we picked up from the last episode, actually. Except for, well, I'm on top of the elevator. Um, in this episode, I'm thinking we're gonna dig a large portion of this hillside out, and and expand our operations here. But the majority of this episode is probably gonna be updates on how I'm doing with digging this out, and I also want to time it. So, I'm probably not going to time lapse it or record me driving because, again, I feel like that's going to make people nauseous. Instead, I'm going to come back with updates probably every hour or so just to show you where we've gone in that time. Now, it's only been about probably 30 to 40 minutes of gameplay. I was just kind of keeping tabs on the time, not really actually setting a timer. But I've also been a little distracted by other things happening, so it hasn't been consistent gameplay. Though we have dug out a considerable portion of land here compared to last episode. We couldn't. It was getting our footing, so that we can really take off here. I did do a good chunk of the coal, and I think we're gonna really dig into this coal as we can because, well, we're getting a good amount, and it's gonna help us get decent money. That being said, a lot of this stuff over here. Oh, see, these two dirts look different, right? And I think it's, maybe it's that this is fallen dirt, because I know I was struggling over here for a little bit. It happens, you know? But the pay dirt versus regular dirt, I really have a harder time telling, is this it or is it not? I don't know. I know this is money, though, so we're going to dig that as we can. Doesn't tell me. I thought it did tell me. It just told me to smooth. Anyways, these things finished up. I emptied them already and sold them off, which is why we have 79,000. Let's get those crafting up. Let's get this guy and that guy in the same thing. Minutes more, and then we're gonna sell the coal. 23 grand more. Great. Next, what we're going to do is come in here, get vehicles returned to inventory. Right? With that, we can sell this vehicle for 32. What I would like is to get a larger one, because it's nice. So we had this guy for 46,000. We could get this guy, which holds more capacity. Though the fuel usage is 55 liters per hour. This one's only 13 liters per hour, but is at 6.5. In reference, we're already at 6.5. So, same size bucket, less fuel usage. But I'm not too concerned about fuel, so I think we're going to go with the larger bucket here. And it also has increased power. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And get it out here. Sorry about that. There we go. We have our new vehicle, and let's raise that up. And it feels much better. Let me tell you, I don't know why, but this vehicle feels so much better compared to the last one. And really, when it comes to that horsepower, you can tell a difference. And that's all just dirt, yeah. We are stacking dirt up, which I think we're gonna go ahead with that plan of having to transport the dirt, which means we gotta build like a roadway somewhere to transport it to. But for now, we're just gonna have to stockpile it until we can get to the point of transferring. I think that'll be fun. Go ahead and get another thing of coal over here. Yeah. Look at that coal. Ah, this is beautiful. Almost 1,000 coal in there. Well, assuming it's all coal. This picture only shows you the majority of what's left. I'm not sure it changes as it goes down. This one sort of shows you the majority of the 29 or 30 that's there, right? So, it's not really an accurate depiction of what all is in the load, just what the majority of the load is. Alright, I want to try and get a higher port. Oh, come on. There we go. A higher portion of what's over here. Oh! Huh! Expertly done. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna come over here now and just. Oh! Well, not out the back, please. There we go. Bam. Wonderful. Look at that. One thing I do want to do is sort of extend this here by adding a 4x4 conveyor, I believe is what we want. And then be able to put in a water pump so that we can pump water onto the wash plant. Because right now we're washing it with air? Yeah, so there's that. But I'm gonna continue shoveling dirt, and I'll get back to you guys in a while. That's a lot of coal. Actually, that's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Come on, what button is it? There we go. We, as I said before, are not going to sell dirt, because that would be a lot of money by itself. We're not here to sell dirt, we're here to sell ore and other jewels, of course. So, oh, our other stuff is done, which makes sense. I was AFK for quite a while. So let's get this operational again. I actually don't know if like you can sell electricity. It'd be cool if you could, you know, generate electricity through coal plants and sell it that way. Or I guess make a profit that way. Instead of just selling the coal. It'd be an interesting thing. Like, you wouldn't want to do solar farms per se, but you could do like coal generators. Of course, I mean, for all I know, there is coal generation as I speak. Did I speak? I mean, what I'm saying is true. Jesus. Okay, let's go ahead and sell this stuff. How much are we talking? 90K for that alone. That's awesome. Yeah, we got some money. First thing we're gonna do. I don't know what this does. I want to buy it anyways. Oh, sell. You. I'm gonna go like this. How do you work? Because this is definitely okay. Full. Ah. So that's pay dirt. Interesting. So it doesn't give anything if it's just like grass. You actually have to like dig a little bit and get dirt that way. But also darker dirt versus lighter dirt, not really that large of a difference. It's this almost orangish dirt that ends up being the pay dirt. So like right in here right now is what we get paid the most on. Well, I mean, coal's pretty good as well. We did find a little patch of coal over here next to our silo. With little pieces poking through now. It's very interesting that that's now how it is. That's a lot of money, which is nice. Let's see what else we can do, right? The first thing that comes to mind, of course, is going to be with the factory and to buy a 4-meter conveyor, which is 2 tiles, or 2 cubes, I guess. And then if we come here, we can get a water pump. This also interests me, but I feel like not enough to care. It's interesting that this would give you pay dirt along with all of this stuff. Autosave happening. Now, for vehicles, what can we do? We could start getting a bulldozer. So excavators, I'm not too good with. So for right now, I'm gonna avoid escalators. Excavators, not escalators. Okay. We have a loader. Of the 3, I don't think we need better than what we have at the moment. Rock trucks are cool, but we don't need one right now. Paving. Kinda be cool to get to. Probably go with the more expensive one. I've tried the smaller one, or the lesser expensive one. I don't actually know size comparison. I don't actually know. Dozers. This would be an interesting thing to get as well, just simply because of being able to push a lot of dirt. It sounds like a great deal. Ultimately, I envision having a dozer. Let me escape here. Having a dozer that would be able to push dirt off a cliff or off a platform and onto a truck that's waiting down below. Sort of like what they do in waste transfer stations here in the US, or at least in Washington, I should say. They push all the garbage into the back of semi trucks or dump trucks. Not dump trucks. What am I thinking of? You know, like the trucks that carry all the soil. I'm gonna call them dump trucks, because why not? Wait, we have a truck section, like these trucks. But they normally have tops on them, because you don't want, you know, stuff going away, right? Tunneler would be cool. Not something we're gonna get for a while, obviously. Can we play with the drone? We could play with the drone. Why not? This is obviously for the excavators that I can't use well. This is not going to happen for a while, which means this really is our next big purchase, and it's a big purchase. We could also go with one of these guys, and I think that's what we're going to do right now, actually. I'm going to see if I can I hold all of this? Without the game freaking out? Looks like I can. Great. Let's get rid of this stuff. And we can put you here. Then I need the wash plant. like so. We could put the storage at the end. We're gonna need to fix that, of course. And then that guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We need more power. Can we just get another... how much money do we have? 42? 2,000? We can make 2,000. Hold on. 2... And that right there is probably close to 2,000, I think. Yeah. Great. Now, can I put this here? And put that to here? No. I put it to no. That did give me 2, which is cool. 600. That's fine. How much did you? 700. So then I need like 800. So then let's go with a 14. Which we have the money for. I had to double check that. You to that, that to that. And I need one more cable. Nope. There you are, and there you are. Okay, you're still on. You can turn to on, which gives us 800 power. How much are we pulling right now? 320. Means we have water, and all of that works well. Swell. I never did. I never did pull any of this stuff out. So if we were to do so. Grid build. Something along those lines. Awesome. We didn't grab the flooring. Now generally I'd be like, this flooring could never hold a tractor, but now we got the things underneath of it, so... Look, it's all the more stable. Look at that. Beautiful. And like... Yeah, okay. Anyways, that's just cool stuff we can do there. We're gonna put that at the bottom now. I wanna mess with this drone, because I want to. I was like... already flying. Enter vehicle. Ooh. Does parking brake. How do we fly? So W for... Oh, that's forward. Shift W and Shift S. Oh, hello. Shift W, there we go. So now we can get like an aerial comparison until it runs out of fuel. Is it using fuel right now? It doesn't look like it. That's pretty cool that we can just do that and like take a picture. I can take a picture. Hey. Alright, so then we exit vehicle by hitting E again. And you may be thinking, Kyle, how are you gonna get back in that vehicle? Well, we can go to I and go vehicles and then go drive. Right? And that's that. Oh. What? You could make a time lapse with this? I mean, technically, you could like make your entire episode with this, but like, oh, guys, I got new stuff to look at for next episode. That's pretty cool. And take snapshot, which again, pretty cool. Great. Don't know where it exports to, but we exported. Right. E to get out of it. Thank you. We have this thing that's freaking out in the corner here. We just hit G on this and it starts just vibrating more than your mom's. Anyways, we're gonna just go around and see how much we can vibrate. I do eventually need to move that wash plant because I think that's going to be our road out of here. And of course we need a road out of here if we're going to haul the dirt away to dump somewhere, because I mean, we're definitely not just going to dump it back where we dug it. That would be leaving no trace, and we're not about that here. We're all about leaving trace. What was it, R? Oh, G. There we go. Anyways, the ground's pretty flat already, but I knew eventually I'd want to buy this, so I bought it now. Instead of later. Go and park it there. Sort of tucked out of the way. I'm not so sure how much more we're gonna dig into this side. It's pretty, actually, it's pretty uniformed with the line coming across. You know, this area isn't as matching as the rest of this, but I think it's a pretty good spot to like stop for this wall. At least for right now. We're gonna continue going this way, especially right in here. But I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I'm gonna continue doing digging off camera and then be back in the next episode, probably with a time lapse. Got dark for a second. Anyways, I've been your host, K-Man180. If you like this episode, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, bye.